guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at Porsche of Tampa, also known as Reeves Porsche in Tampa, Florida, and we have the all-new refresh for 2019. This is a 2019 Porsche Macan S. Let's talk a little bit about Porsche history. Such an iconic German brand. For so many years, they really cut their teeth on sports cars and sports car racing. A lot of the industry was shocked, especially the Porsche enthusiasts, when Porsche announced that they were going to start creating SUVs. You know what? Because of those SUVs, it basically saved the company. The Cayenne, the Macan, really is bringing in a lot of revenue that allows Porsche to keep building the other great machines like the 911 series and the other lineup, Boxster, the Cayman, so on and so forth, Panamera. What's wonderful about this Macan, when it was first introduced back in 2014, every 2 out of 5 Porsches that are sold new is a Macan. It's their best-selling. 400,000 units have been produced. It took Porsche about 30 years, Porsche to produce 400,000 911s, that amount of time compared to this Macan. So let's go ahead, dive into this Macan S refresh for 2019. So right off the bat, you'll have an updated all new headlight design. Really love how it's blacked out inside. Also the Porsche logo inside the actual housing. Of course, this headlight technology developed at the famous 24 Hours of Le Mans. Porsche has won it more than any other manufacturer overall. 17 times, if you could believe that. I really like what's going on with the front fascia. This is all new. Open slots, functional. You got some lighting down here. My only zonk is gonna be this little guy down here. I don't know why they had to put a fake vent here. I wish they would have just kept it smooth, but this is all open. As we come across the front, the interesting thing about this, even though this is a Macan, it is a SUV, it looks like a Porsche. It's got the face of a Porsche. There's that famous crest from Germany, Stuttgart, Germany, the German colors. As we come down, all open grille area, there's some more of that design that I'm really not digging. I wish they would have just kept this smooth. And then you can see the lower lip extension here to help not only scoop air into the front of this Macan, but also give us downforce, because that's one thing that's gonna be very fascinating, is that when you drive this, you are driving a Porsche. So all that race wind, all that technology goes into this Macan. Now, as we come up onto the hood, I like the way the hood is part of the front fascia. You don't have an actual separation. Go up onto it, nice body lines, really gives it, it almost looks like a raised 911 appearance to it. And I think that was something that was very smart for them to keep that character of the Porsche brand. Now, as we come around the corner, these are updated wheels. Now, this is an optional larger wheel than your standard setup. So when you're looking at this, is a 21-inch wheel, machined aluminum. You have some nice metallic gray finish to it, also in the center. And then look at those calipers. Those things are massive. They look like they come right off of a Porsche 911 GT3. That's gonna allow this Macan to not only accelerate, because there's a V6 turbocharged underneath the hood, but also brake as well. Ventilated rotors, really just fits the silver of this vehicle perfect. Now, as we go down the fender, I like the clean lines, not a bunch of venting on the side and whatnot. They take the silver onto the mirrors. Slim, very slim LED lighting, a little bit of shiny chrome trim around the bottom portion and upper portion of the windows. You do have roof rails, which is a nice brushed aluminum finish, and this one, we'll show you when we get inside, has an optional panoramic sunroof. Now, as we continue our way down, I really think it was smart the way they have these body lines down here. This area, you could actually have a different color, like black. I think that would have been a better way to go with all the silver, but still very, very classy look to it. That roof really slopes down, and then you could see that nice flared out fender, and coming out to the back, this is where we're gonna see more new stuff for 2019. All updated rear taillights, LED taillights. I love the Porsche name right there, smack dab in the center, Macan S. So when you see S on a Porsche, that means more performance. Underneath the hood, braking capability, handling capability. And then you have a nice low roof spoiler off the back. I think it was smart to go black with it. It really blends in very well. And then when we drop down, they hit the nail on the head with the exhaust. Quad tip exhaust. You could see the flat black diffuser here. Very, very clean look. But why don't we go ahead, talked about the outside, let's see what's powering this Macan S. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the Macan. I really think it's wild how it has the cutouts for the headlight housings, very similar to the Mini series of vehicles, but underneath that hood is a 3-liter V6 single turbocharged engine. So the Macan S is not twin turbocharged, it's single turbocharged. So what you're looking at is 348 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. This thing will accelerate 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, top speed 157 miles an hour, and it's all being transferring that power through a 7-speed PDK transmission. That's that dual clutch transmission from Porsche, one of the best in the industry. And of course, the power is going to all 4 corners through that amazing traction control and all-wheel drive system. You're looking at weight, 4,239 pounds. And like I said, 2 in 5 new Porsches that are sold are a Macan, and they're selling very, very well, especially with the changes that they made. When you pop the hood, just wild how that fender also rises. It's all one piece. And for an engine compartment, it looks pretty good. I like the engine cover, the Porsche logo telling you that it's a 3-liter V6 S. But why don't we go ahead, looking underneath this hood is great. Let's fire up this Macan and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the Macan. Really, really feels like you're in a Porsche, the way that they set up. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, a 911 really I can't use as a daily driver. I really want a Porsche. How much is this Macan S? This one, the way that it's optioned with the wheels and everything else, being an S, it has an MSRP of $73,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels, it's that traditional German simplicity. You have leather on the armrest. You have a large pocket in the lower portion of the door panel, and this one has a Bose sound system, 3 memory settings for the passenger seat. I like that brushed aluminum and a little bit of gloss black. It's just a little bit, nothing too crazy. When we get to the dash, soft material, a little bit more of the gloss black to tie it in with what's on the door. You have the brushed aluminum, and then I really love how you get that famous clock setup with the S, with the Macan S. Very classy look. All new infotainment system for 2019 that's over 10 inches. Very clear, very crisp. You got your navigation. Look how nice that is to go through. We could go into our car settings here. We hit vehicle. There's our Macan. See how I was telling you about that black trim decal down there? I like that touch when it's silver, but you can get into all different controls. Very easy to get through. I really like that. Even the owner's manual built in to the infotainment system. And I like the way that everything is kind of pushed forward. Now, as we come down, very slim and trim audio controls. I like the AC vents with the extra trim around them, the silver. As we come down the center console, this is a little overwhelming button-wise. Buttons upon buttons upon buttons. I think every button in Germany is in this Macan. I do like the AC controls. I like the way they're on the center console. It really cleans everything up, but you're just gonna need to read through that manual, which I'm glad that they have it in the car for you built in, because there's just a lot going on here. As we toggle down, this is your temperature controls. You have different settings here for your passenger and driver, ventilated seats and heated seats. You have a sport mode, which you could go into different settings, which is nice. Off-road mode, your lane keep assist, and then you get to this area where there's a lot of fake buttons. I wish they would have done something different. I am gonna zonk that. I like the Macan script. This is that 7-speed PDK transmission. You have a 12-volt nicely placed in there. And what's kind of nice is you could actually set whatever you're charging or whatever you're using right in there. Electric e-brake. Here's your Porsche Macan key fob. I like the way they give a nice, it almost looks like a 911. It would have been cool if it looked like a Macan, but I'm sure that would be way more expensive. But you got the Porsche logo there. 2 cup holders, nicely padded armrests. You pick it up, you got a good amount of room in there to put whatever you need. 2 USBs, close it up, and then these seats are definitely sports car ready. I love the design, I love the style. The leather is great, and there's some pretty good bolstering here. So you could actually take this on your favorite twisty bits and really turn up the wick, because it's gonna hold you in place very well. Up top, plenty of room, panoramic sunroof. You do have another assortment, a plethora of buttons here to play with as well. So if you love buttons, definitely want to get a Macan S, because you will have a field day in this. Overall, the space is pretty good. You could tell the intentions. If you need more room, you got to go Cayenne. It is a little tighter, especially when we get to that back seat. But before that, come over to the business end. Let me show you behind the wheel of this Macan S. All right, guys, we did have to move the Macan, so you're not just seeing things. We were in not really the best of locations, but business end behind the 2019 Macan S. You can see the brushed aluminum trim down here, very nice touch. All these seat controls to get the seat perfect for your body. And when we're talking about bolstering, you could see the intention of this Macan S. The extra bolstering really holds you in nice and snug, even though you are in a SUV style vehicle. Steering wheel, I feel like it's taken right out of a 911. I love that famous Porsche logo. You got the hollowed out spokes looking really great. The paddles on the back of the steering wheel, which is gonna allow you to go up and down that 7-speed PDK transmission. And then that classic dash setup. You have the tachometer smack dab in the center there. You have over to the left an analog speedometer, and then you got this great information display that you could toggle through by using the thumb wheel to give yourself all sorts of information, including that navigation setup. Very nicely done, and it's not a Porsche unless you have that input to start the vehicle on the left-hand side. Remember, this goes all the way back to the classic racing days of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But why don't we go ahead, we talked about up front, let's see that back seat and how your passengers are going to be loving attacking the corners with you. All right, guys, backseat time in the Macan S. Not too bad on the room. I actually thought it was going to be more cramped back here, but being 6 feet tall, I have lots of headroom up top, even with the panoramic sunroof. I like the way the seats are positioned, and overall a nice balance, especially with the wonderful leather. Beautiful backs to the seats. You got a nice felt line pocket here on each side, and then a little command center for your rear passengers to get some AC while you're turning up the wick, because I promise you, as this thing, when it's all-wheel drive and that turbocharged V6, you're gonna make them sweat as you're hitting corner to corner to corner. 2 USBs, which is a nice touch, and you do have heated seats for those colder days. Armrests, pull it down. I am zonking this. I wish they would just go horizontal, not the vertical, but you know what? Overall, it's a very, very nice touch. You put it back nice and clean. Let's check out the cargo area and see, is there room in this Macan that's usable? All right, guys, cargo time in the Macan. We're gonna pop the back, nice electric assist, raises nicely. Another pleasant surprise. Look at how much space is in the back of this Macan, and now you understand why this is Porsche's top selling vehicle. I do like the fact that when you get an item into the back, it has this nice lip, so it's not going to roll around, and if you open up the back hatch and have it roll right on out. You do have a 12 volt, which is really great, and those seats are going to do the 60-40 split, which is going to make it even easier for you to bring items in and out of this Macan. But really, the packaging of this car is quite surprising in a very good way. I'm very impressed. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the best part. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Macan S for a spin. Right, guys, we're leaving Porsche of Tampa. We're in the 2019 Macan S. You know, I get it now. I used to be against these Porsche SUVs when they first came out, wondered why did they do that, but I get it now. It's a nice option. I'm all about options. It's a nice option for somebody who wants a daily driver that's real easy to drive, that has space in a nice package, and this Macan S hits every nail on the head. Very, very smooth. The steering wheel, I mean, this is what it's all about. That's a racing style steering wheel in this SUV. Visibility out over that hood is beautiful, nice and open. Even out the back window, like when you think of these SUVs with their slanted glass and whatnot, the visibility is awesome. Side window's great, and these seats, they're definitely spot on the money, because right now I got the ventilation on, feels really nice and cool. We got this wonderful, like I said, for 2019, over 10-inch infotainment display. And I also like the way in that right hand gauge pod, you could actually have the navigation in there as well. But very, very smooth. The 7-speed PDK transmission on its own, just very, very well. And then of course you have the paddles on the back of the steering wheel for when you want to manually shift. Let me go ahead, we're doing a slow roll. I'm gonna leave it in automatic mode. Let me go ahead and do an acceleration test on throttle. So very, very smooth, fast, crisp shifts. I wish there was a little bit more sound. A little bit more sound in the cabin and out back would be a little nicer, especially because I have it in sport mode, and I feel like there needs to be a little bit more. But overall, you know, with the all-wheel drive system, you're getting the power to the ground. 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds for a vehicle of this type is definitely no slouch. And the steering is so tight and responsive, and that's what you want from Porsche. They don't do vague feeling. They are definitely on point with how the feedback from the front end of the car is transmitted to this steering wheel. All right, guys, driving down this road here in regular daily traffic, I like how everything is easy to get to. It is a little bit overwhelming when you look down the center console and you see all those buttons, but I think it's one of those things that as you live with your Macan and grow to love it even more and more every day, that these buttons will make sense. To me right now, the only thing that's making sense are the AC controls. Everything else, I really have to look down and take a look at it, which obviously is not very good when you're driving, but I think over time, this would be, you'd condition yourself and it'd be second nature to adjust whatever you want to adjust. But the dash setup is spot on, Porsche perfect. And really, I mean, they really need to bring that old slogan back, Porsche. There is no substitute. I mean, it's that simple. From a performance, from the sport, from the feel, and just everything about the interior, I'm really, really liking. And I feel like I'm in a raised 911. I really do. All right, guys, I want to do another little acceleration test. I'm going to go ahead and get on throttle, and then also take you through a little twisty bit to show you how the Macan S does the business. But I'm going to leave it in automatic mode this first time around on throttle. Nice shifts on those massive calipers into this right-hand bend. Really holds a line beautifully. I like the way that the weight transfers from one side to the other, and the feedback through this wheel is spot on the money. Very, very smooth, very capable. That's another nice thing with that all-wheel drive. You're really gorilla glued to the asphalt, and you're not getting any body roll. I mean, for a vehicle that's a little raised, you're not getting any body roll, which is great in this Macan S, because you have those nice twisty roads where you live, or even if you want to do a track day, this thing is gonna do the business for sure. All right, guys, I put the PDK into manual shift mode. We're gonna use the paddles from a dead stop on throttle. Shifts are very quick. You just hit that paddle, real easy. On the brakes. Downshifts are very nice into this left-hand bend. Very, very nice. Look at this. Really handles well. Decreasing radius. Excellent feedback. Like the way it shifts when you have it in sport mode and you're manually shifting, it really shifts with nice, deliberate authority. And that gives it that extra sport feel. And I'm telling you, get down to Porsche Tampa, because taking one of these for a spin, you get it. You understand that Porsche's racing DNA is in this vehicle. And you could feel it, you could enjoy it every single day, and you got that extra room of the back seat and that wonderful cargo area. But we're gonna go ahead, hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel for this Porsche Macan S. We're gonna get back to Porsche of Tampa and wrap this up. So I'll see you in a nanosecond. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day here at Porsche Tampa Bay. I'm definitely gonna thank Liam and the rest of the crew for getting us access to this 2019 Porsche Macan S. Definitely the tweaking on this refresh really puts this in another level, new direction. Very exciting to see them taking that sports car heritage and getting it into a vehicle like an SUV, since it is such a top seller. But if these are the types of things that you like to see on Rady's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you are new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, takes you right to Spreadshirt. Get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. We got the all new polo shirts. You've been asking. They're there. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. He's enjoying this Porsche Macan. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.